Hey!
Hi.
Hi.
Gears of War 4 is a fucking video game.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
It's a great fucking video game.
Yeah.
I got a review done. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
This is on Xbox One that we're playing. It's also out on PC if you so desire to play there. This is made by the Coalition, who used to be Black Tusk Studios, but Coalition is now the studio for Gears of War. I'm gonna just hop into some stuff, because why not? So yeah, this is the follow-up to Gears 3, basically. New
Pretty
characters. If you could relate something to Star Wars Episode 7, it's this game.
This is definitely a passing of the torch for the Gears series.
Yes. So we won't discuss specific spoilers when we talk about the campaign. We've all played a lot of this game. Like, this has kind of been the only game we've been playing heavily since it came out. Let's dive into the campaign. What did you think of the campaign, Keith?
I think this is the best Gears story that they've told yet. There's so many more cool character moments in this game. Whereas it's not as straight up bro as past Gears games where in some ways, like, it just kind of brings bits and pieces of it down in a way, if that makes sense. Like, not like bring it down, but it's like, oh, it's a Gears game. You kind of always have to think about it with that kind of caveat when you talk about story. Whereas this is just a genuinely good story, like, it's comparatively to like any video game. And so, again, not too many spoilers. This game takes place like 25 years, I believe, after Gears of War 3.
Like 27?
25.
25.
Yeah,
And
I think.
I like that they don't try to rush you into a new thing. They take the time to build what happened to the world, like after the Locusts were defeated. Like, you know, they take the time to introduce the Swarm. They introduce what's going on with the COG now, and they don't like, boom, here's the Swarm. You're fighting the Swarm. Chapter 1, Act 1. It's like, it takes a little while, and that's really cool to me.
Well, I mean, I like the way they use the prologue to kind of say, here's a history of Sarah that is going to be kind of important to the game.
Yeah, they kind
Play
of
through it quick, and then boom, here's your story.
Yeah, it's just like the story and the fucking like settings. This is again probably the first Gears game that I would call gorgeous to look at. Like, there's lots of
There's
cool
more color
colors,
than brown and gray.
and it's just there's so many of the shots, like looking over like the edge of like of a screen. There's so many cool things to look at, like that. That right there is pretty cool to look at. It gets even better like later in the game. Like some of the stuff, especially like right around like Act 2 and 3, is just like, oh my god.
Some of the set pieces from, at least that I've gotten through so far, because I haven't quite finished the campaign yet. Like the fort, and you guys probably know exactly what moments I'm talking about.
Yep.
Trying not to spoil anything too much yet.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, to me, the best Gears of War campaign, because there's a few reasons for it. One, yes, it's very varied visually. Like, this looks beautiful, but it is a little bit more the Gears of War you know. But seriously, some of the environments later on are a treat to look at. Probably one of the prettiest looking games of the entire generation, hands down. There's color, there's just interesting things to look at. You want to spend time in the environment, which is cool. Also, some of the set piece moments in this game are just fucking awesome. Like, there are some seriously just wow moments that'll just kind of blow you away. And also, the story in the writing, I just think is solid. A lot of these characters are well done, which you never really thought you'd say about Gears of War. I liked Marcus and Dom as characters and stuff, but they were very kind of one-dimensional. And as Gears of War went on, they did get a lot more character moments in there, but the new characters, JD, Kate, Dell, they're awesome. They are so well done, and there are genuine character moments where you kind of just go, damn, or that's awesome. Almost Uncharted-like in a way, which is cool. I want more of that from Gears of War. So that's exciting. Now, hey, this isn't a spoiler because it was shown off in the commercials and trailers and stuff, but Marcus Phoenix is back in this game. I'm not going to explain how, but I will say that I think he is amazing in this game as a supporting character.
I think he's a much better supporting character than he is a main character.
Yes. Gears of War, the original trilogy, was so... It had its times when you chuckled, but it was very serious for the most part. Whereas there's times in this game where you just kind of laugh at the banter between all of them, and it's like, oh, that's cool, man. Which is exciting. That's why I just wanted to play this campaign start to finish in like a day. I really wish I could have, because it's just such a treat to play, in my opinion. But I mean, gameplay-wise, this is Gears of War. There's nothing really new here. Like, one thing I can do, hopefully I can do it right, is I can grab this guy, pull him over, and now I can beat the shit out of him or do whatever I want.
You also dive and kick and, like, run and kick over cover.
Yeah.
Now, I saw, like, is there a way to, like, stop them, like, mid, like, vault?
I don't think so.
No.
If you're on the other side of that wall, no. I mean, if they kick over, you can shoot them, but
yeah. But I mean, it is a cover-based shooter, but that's okay. That's Gears of War, and I will say some of these firefights get extremely intense in the campaign. It's not like you're going to get bored. And cover gets destroyed a lot quicker in this, so you'll be moving around a lot more than usual, which is cool. Here's another thing. Well, if he didn't go down, your teammates will actually pick you up, and they'll pick each other up. That's awesome. Fucking blow that dude up. I'm probably gonna go down, but that's okay. Hey.
Oh, nice. Well, one thing I want to bring up is which is a thing that happens a good bit in the campaign, is the whole thing with, like, the wind flares.
Yes.
That stuff is really cool to deal with.
Those are some of the
because it completely fucks with the physics of how you do things, from, like, throwing a grenade to firing a torque bow. It just and then there's also environmental stuff where you can, like, kill enemies by shooting stuff and letting the environment go loose. That stuff's really cool, because now there's at least, and that doesn't happen all the time. It's only in certain spots. But that adds a new dimension of having to think about how to do things, because it's like, oh, all right,
yeah.
How do I got to go about this?
Those moments are some of the coolest moments, and they're very well done, and they are a visual treat to witness. Like, seeing all that stuff just be destroyed and the lightning crashing down, like, the lighting in this game is just top notch. And those moments are just awesome. Sometimes they're almost kind of like puzzles. You got to figure out how to navigate the environment, because they can just completely
wreck you,
just destroy you, which is cool. The campaign does run at 30 frames. The multiplayer runs at 60 frames, which you can kind of notice when you go from one to the other pretty quickly. But I don't think running at 30 frames in the campaign destroys it at all, because I honestly do. If they have to use extra power on the Xbox or whatever to get more out of it, that's fine with me. I don't care.
Never really noticed any, like, real big hiccups.
No.
in the campaign.
The only one I noticed was a very intense boss fight towards the end of the game that you and I got very frustrated at. That's the only time I noticed it, and even then it just dipped like just slightly.
Also, now that I think about it, the only thing that I saw was, which isn't even a frame rate thing, that there was one point where at least on my screen, I think my game froze up a little bit, and the animations didn't match up with the dialogue.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's a smooth experience, and even playing co-op is smooth. This game's only 2-player co-op. Gears of War 3, I think, was 4. It probably could have been 4-player,
But
at
there's
least
only like
3.
a couple.
But
There's a couple spots where you don't have
they
access to all 4.
they sacrificed that to make a better story, and I'm all
absolutely
for that.
okay.
I hope the next game could be like a full player, but who knows?
Yeah,
It's
if
not
it
that-
fits the story,
It's not that big of a deal.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean this campaign's awesome. I want to play through it again.
Yeah.
Like it's just that, and it makes you feel oddly nostalgic for Gears of War, which I never thought I
like. I want
really
to play
say.
like Gears 2 and 3 again,
Yeah.
especially after we just beat 1. So
Yeah,
I have to say one thing though. I hate the Retro Lancer in this game.
Retro Lancer's always been good. They do have a lot of cool new weapons though.
yes,
Yes.
They've got the Buzzkill, which is my favorite.
that
Because you
yeah.
can shoot
It
saw
is
blades and
interesting,
events around.
especially during wind flares. The Buzzkill is very interesting.
Buzzkill's kind of useless during wind flares. Because you're going to have to fire enough shots, and then eventually you're going to waste a lot of your ammo trying to figure out what the arc is to try to hit somebody.
Just shoot them all out. Screw it, you'll hit something.
Eventually, but then or you might not. I like. I mean, the drop shot's pretty alright sometimes. It's a little weird to use, and then the only other really there's a lot of new because there's a new. I guess not too much of a spoiler. You fight a lot of robots, and so there's like
New weapons from
new weapons. They have like a submachine gun, a rail gun, a fucking 4-shot rocket launcher, and it's like or a shotgun.
The
and
overkill.
so overkill, and it's like that stuff adds like a new dynamic because I'm glad that there a lot of the favorite weapons like again the hammer burst and the Lancer, the retro Lancer, the boom shot and things like that all are back. The Gnasher, but like they do have some cool new stuff, new toys to play with, which is fun.
I feel like that people are gonna eventually get sick nasty with that railgun and multiplayer, and we're just gonna get incredibly frustrated with it.
Yeah,
I can see that getting fun, but yeah.
Yeah, the new weapons are good. I'll say, when I heard you fought robots a lot in this game, I kind of got sad. And I'm like, robots, they're just not usually that exciting to fight, but the differences between fighting the DBs and the Swarm are pretty significant. They do play differently. So you gotta think differently, which is cool.
I definitely agree. And then, even the weapons they brought back feel very good. Like, the Gnasher still feels as good as it ever was. The Boltok can hit like a fucking champion.
Yeah. I just realized that this is the only time you really use the hammer gun in this campaign.
Like, I was literally just thinking that too. I was like, wait, this gun's a thing.
Yeah.
Aw. Oh, well, that's okay.
That's fine.
That's about all, man. That's about all I have to say about this campaign without getting into too
I'm gonna back
much
out here.
spoilerish stuff.
Yeah. So, what do you guys want to talk about next? Competitive or Horde?
Let's go competitive.
Yeah.
I feel like we could spend or at least we could spend a little bit more time, and then we can.
Yeah.
Because Horde doesn't terribly change too much.
No. So, competitive to me is where this game has its most head-scratching moments. And they might seem minor, but it still makes me shake my head. So, I'm going to walk through some of these things here. So you have social quick play. This is the only playlist you can get in where the matches will keep rolling from match to match to match. And you vote on game mode and map. However, if you can see there, the squad size is 1 to 2 people. Why? That makes no sense. I understand that if I'm going to get 3 or 4 people together,
Friends only 1 of 12.
Well, no, but down at the bottom.
Down at the bottom, squad size 1 of 2.
That's
I can understand that if you're getting 3 to 4 people together, most of the time you might want to get pretty competitive. That's fine. But sometimes you just want to kick back and just play.
Yeah.
And you're not really worried about winning or doing really good. You just want to have a good time and play multiplayer. That's just a little head-scratching to me. Like, why can't it at least be 4? Core modes is where you can hop into, like, something specific. These modes are ranked. So you can get pretty competitive in these modes. And that, I haven't noticed, like, a huge disparity in them. We've played a lot of them. Most of the matches we played is ranked, which is fine. But, you know, it's kind of like, well, sometimes I just want to be more social. These are very competitive modes here with Escalation and Execution thrown back there. Co-op modes is against AI. Then you can play hosted matches. You can have LAN parties. And you get into bounties. So this is one way you can rank up. You can rank up quicker. Now this leads me to another head-scratching thing.
The coins.
Yeah. So to get these, you open up packs. Which if I hit the right button. So here's the packs. So if you can see there, I could purchase these with real money if I want, or I can save up and spend 3,500 credits to get an elite pack. Elite packs will give you like really cool skins or unlock new characters or whatever. Versus is where you'll get versus bounties, horde bounties, blah blah blah. The only way you'll really get bounties is by purchasing these packs. However, to purchase these packs, it is a fucking slog to get this stuff. You might probably average 40 to 70 a match. So you imagine to get to 3,500 to unlock cool new stuff, that's going to take a very long time.
Yeah, it's just they needed to just do something with that.
They either need to lower the amount of credits or boost up the amount of credits, which I don't understand why they can't do that. To me, it just feels a little predatory on my wallet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's make it slow so they actually buy it, you know? It's a little gross to me. I don't like it because it's unfortunate because I do want more characters and I do want more skins because they look cool. But, you know, to get there is like, damn, I thought the rec system was bad. I mean, you don't actually really use these things to like get an advantage, but it's like, at least with the recs in Halo 5, it doesn't take that long to get there, and you get them all the time. So that's something that I just think they need to adjust, to be honest with you.
Also, speaking of purchasing, the way the maps work in this game is kind of a head-scratcher as well.
With the rotation?
With the fact that the maps are on a rotation, so it's pretty much like, what, one map every, week or something like that?
Yeah, I forget how they have it set up.
But it's like you don't have access to all
it's not
maps.
one map. It's like you get like a chunk of maps for a good bit of time.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't have access to all the maps all the time unless you get the Seasons Pass.
Which then you can have them all the time.
Which lets you download maps.
But then that's stupid. But then that also doesn't work because then it's like you can only play those maps if everybody in your lobby has those maps.
Exactly.
So it's just kind of like you might not have the chance to play a lot of these maps.
Well, I think it also works though if I were to purchase the season pass, which is $50, to own the maps, then we could play on those if I were to host.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's one way that it works. But yeah, it is a strange thing. Like, why just have maps?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, one thing with the competitive is you get an overhead map. I believe they had this in the past. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But now there's like live tracking of where people are running at and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. It'd be nice if I could, spawn in here.
I think you have to wait till the end of the round, so.
Or no.
Alright. Well,
that's stupid.
There
we go.
So.
Yeah, this is King of the Hill on Map Forge. So, King of the Hill's been in before. It's a pretty simple mode. Team Deathmatch is pretty self-explanatory. Warzone and Execution have been in Gears of War since the first game. Some of the new modes. Dodgeball. Dodgeball might be probably my favorite.
My favorite game mode ever. I'm gonna go on the record and say that's probably my favorite game mode type ever. Just it's really cool.
Yeah. So that mode works in that it's kind of like Warzone. So if you die, you're out. But if you get a kill, you revive somebody, and they come back. And then it's once one team fully eliminates the other team, then they win that round. First to 4 rounds, I think.
Yeah, first 4.
Wins. So
You get
there's
really
some
fucking
serious, swings, strategy, all kinds of stuff that goes into dodgeball. That mode is incredibly fun. The other new mode that I think is really cool is Arms Race. Arms Race, your whole team starts with 1 weapon, and then to get another weapon, your whole team has to get 3 kills with that weapon, and then etc. You basically go through almost every weapon in Gears of War. Basically, I think it's 15 weapons.
15 weapons, and I think with the last weapon you have to get a kill with is like the I forget, but I believe it's the Voltok. But
yeah,
they brought back Guardian, which was like
Yes.
up until I played Dodgeball, that was like my favorite Gears game mode ever.
yeah, which I have played a few rounds of that. That mode is very, very fun as well. So overall, what do you think of the competitive?
I mean, looking past some of the questionable decisions that they have with some things, I think it's really fun. Like, I see myself playing this a lot more frequently. Because even though I have enjoyed Gears multiplayers up until this point, at least personally, I never played a terribly large amount of them. Like, I would play it, and if other people were on, but I see myself actually playing this for a long time. So, I really like the multiplayer.
Yeah,
Gotta get that execution in there, homie.
yeah, no, I should have.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really gotten too much into the competitive multiplayer yet. Like I said, I've been working on the campaign mostly right now. And that one...
Wow, I just killed 3.
Wow. That one round of horde mode we did one night, so I'm a little more... I'll have a little more set with horde mode
Yeah.
than competitive multiplayer.
Look, if you're not into Gears of War multiplayer, don't even try.
Yeah.
Like, they really did not change.
I mean, it's still
A whole
pretty much,
lot.
hey, get a shotgun and learn to dodge roll.
Yeah, pretty much. But it can be a really, really fun time. Ranking up doesn't take a long time either, especially if you do do complete bounties and
Also,
stuff.
if you play Horde, you'll rank up like...
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
fuck ton.
absolutely. So the competitive is good. I think there's room for improvement in this area for sure. So yeah, let's just talk about Horde mode. Horde mode hasn't changed a whole lot. I love that. So yeah, let's talk about Horde mode while someone could take it.
I mean, I like the change of giving you the fabricator and saying, hey, we're going to let you set up wherever you want on the map, and then set up your defenses.
That's probably the biggest change.
And honestly, like, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was the next step forward in the process. And honestly, like, it is a very logical thing to do within the game mode itself.
Yeah.
So.
It's up to 5 people. I don't remember there being 5 people.
No,
in
I
Gears
thought
of
it
War
was
3.
4.
There
I
might have
always thought it
been
was 4.
5 in Judgment. I know it was 4 in Gears.
Well,
3.
I know in Judgment they scrapped Horde mode basically. Like they totally changed it. And
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah.
They took an idea that people wanted from Gears 3, which was combining Horde and Beast, and then they did it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Beast mode in this game would probably be really cool.
Yeah,
Just because
And
he plays like Snatcher. And,
it wouldn't
like
surprise me if in like Gears 5 they bring it back.
Savage.
Yeah. Gears or Horde mode. That is the biggest change, is the fabricator, and you share points. So basically, when you kill something, you'll get a little bit of points, but you have to go kind of collect the money, basically in a way, and then run it back to the fabricator, and your whole team shares it, and then your whole team decides, do I want a turret, or do I want to place barriers, or whatever.
Well, while
it's cool.
while you have it in your possession, it is yours, and if you are like an engineer and you're like repairing a fence or reloading a turret, it will come from that pool first instead of the squad pool. So
yeah, because there's 5 classes.
Yes, yeah, it is.
There's
class-based
assault,
as well.
there's
which
a
is
soldier,
a soldier, which is just a general guy.
scout.
There's scout, which is you get more melee. You can take more melee damage, and your melees are stronger. There's the engineer, which you can repair and build shit for cheaper. There's
The heavy weapons.
Yeah, and which is self-explanatory, and then there's the sniper, which is self-explanatory. Yeah, I like the way this version of Horde Mode 2 because there is a variety in the enemies because you can fight the DBs, which is the robots, which then you can fight like a Kestrel, which is a giant chopper, or you can fight the Swarm, which then you get to fight things like Pouncers, which is like a hunter in Left 4 Dead, or Snatchers, which are the most annoying thing I think they've ever probably the coolest yet most annoying thing they've ever introduced in a Gears game.
Yeah.
And then probably the second coolest and most annoying thing, the carriers, which is basically these big things that walk on their arms and shoot shit at you. Like I like it. There's that variety, which then there's that whole like, we're at wave 40. What kind of boss wave are we gonna hit at this time around?
Wow.
Yeah.
So I like it. Like again, being able to choose where you have your base is really cool because again, there's that strategy. Like it's a Kestrel. Kind of would like to have
These
a place
are kind
where
of the defenses
where we have a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snatcher. We need to find a place where they can't get in as easily because otherwise they're gonna pick one of us up and carry us off. Like I feel like there's a little bit more strategy now. Whereas even in Gears 3's thing was cool, but it's like you were like trapped in like 5 places where you could set up base. So.
Yeah, I think the classes work really well. The one thing I'll say though is that leveling up your skills takes fucking forever because you really only get those cars to level up your skills from the packs, which you have to fucking grind for, and that just kind of sucks. If there was another way that you could get that stuff, that would be awesome.
I think you get a good bit of points from. I do think you do get a bit more of those the points from Horde though. So I think if you do play Horde, you'll get a good bit.
Yeah. Horde is my favorite thing to do in this game.
Absolutely.
Like, outright. Like, it is so much fun, The farthest we've gotten so far is only to 40.
I thought didn't we make
40
it past the
out
boss?
of 50?
I thought it was 41.
No, we didn't make it past the boss.
Okay.
But we were running out of time in the night as well, so we really didn't try to get past the boss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there's matchmaking for it, which is cool. So you could find a crew if you wanted and, just go to town. I think the maps are pretty well designed for Horde mode as well, for the most part.
Absolutely. There's not really a bad place to defend on the maps. Nice.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it really depends on how you want to defend the map as a player anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much Gears of War 4.
Essentially, yeah. It's a very fun game. Very fun game.
I'd say this game is one of the most complete and just incredible packages you could buy as a video game. Just a standalone game. Like, there is so much content and replay value in just about freaking everything in this game.
It has its issues.
Awesome.
It has its issues with the packs and the things like that, with the microtransactions.
Yeah.
But really, other than that, there's not too many faults in this game.
No. They really knocked it out of the park. I'm going to knock that guy's face off. Yeah.
Good job.
Denied that shotgun. Or chainsaw, too.
What this does is it makes Gears of War kind of modern again. And it also just kind of rejuvenates everybody's interest about Gears of War. It makes it one of those just gigantic franchises again, which is exciting. Moving forward, this game somewhat does play it safe, kind of like Star Wars Episode 7. There's a new batch of characters there that kind of transition with the old guys. That's cool. Mm-hmm. However, with Gears 5, I really hope that the Coalition just kind of tries a bunch of new stuff, man, because I really think they could. They got a game under their belts. People know that they know how to make a Gears of War game, so let's just really inject new things into this franchise. That's what I want out of Gears 5 the most, and that's exciting to think about, So
yeah, I'm excited for where the Coalition is definitely looking to take this. I'm assuming trilogy.
Yeah, and the way this campaign ends, it ends like it's the first part of a 3-part trilogy.
Yeah, it ends
For sure.
like it definitely.
Oh.
The way that it ends, it seems like it makes sense because they finish what they set out to do, but then
Yeah.
there's still so much open, and even like at the end, they tease some things. It's like, hey,
Yeah, it's cool.
Also, that'll be the one thing, and maybe I'll complain about the story, is that, especially during the last act, there's a lot of things that they kind of tease and then they don't really explain
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, that's a great point. It doesn't have a lot of closure, but you don't feel super ripped off, but you do wish that they could have tightened it up a little bit. The last act does kind of end a little bit abruptly compared to the rest of the game. So, but otherwise, I think this is a great
That
game.
dude just abruptly ended your life.
Yeah, I know. What would you guys give Gears of War 4?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think this is a very fine game. I think it's probably... No, I'm not going to say probably. I think, especially if you like these kind of games, this is probably the best Xbox One exclusive, or console exclusive that you can get right now, I believe.
I don't think I'm going to rate it quite as high because of like a few nitpicky things, and I know they're probably nitpicky things, but like the difficulty scale, I have a feeling is going to be quite ridiculous. Like beating this campaign on Insane is going to be probably one of the most frustrating things because
Thank you, I'll be here all week.
I was playing through the first couple acts on hardcore and was getting ready to just chuck my controller in places because some of the early like fabricator stuff is really annoying.
Actually, anything involving the fabricators looks like, oh, this is going to be rough.
Like I feel like the fabricator stuff really wasn't necessary to the campaign.
I thought it was cool though. Like, hey, we're
was
gonna
cool.
introduce. This is how we're gonna introduce Horde to you. So
Yeah, I mean it's a good idea, but it was just kind of executed rather poorly. It really broke up the pace of the. They used it in the wrong spots of the campaign.
Alright, that's your opinion.
But in my opinion, it just kind of wrecked with the pace plot wise. But other than that, it was a very excellent story. What I've played of it so far, anyway, and I'm almost finished with it. I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10.
That was a gangbang in the Forge. Gears of War style.
Gears of War.
Yeah. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I think the only big faults are with the competitive stuff. I mean, the slight lack of closure in the campaign a little bit can be kind of frustrating. It doesn't frustrate me as much as it might other people. But I think the competitive is where it kind of could use a lot of improvement, I think. But otherwise, this is a great